Alright, and we're streaming. Show up on my browser here. I thought I was streaming a second ago, but I hit start recording instead of start streaming, so I wasn't actually streaming, and I was just talking to myself for 5 minutes like I usually do when I record videos. Anyway, alright, that's good to go. It's muted. What's up, guys? Gary here with self.dev. Today we are adjusting a little Chrome extension I made. The UI is kind of mid. If any designers watch this and have suggestions on how I can improve the design of this, please let me know. I would be happy to have you contribute to this extension. It is in the Chrome web store. It's called, if we try lock in focus Chrome extension, it's only got 2 users, so the SEO on it is not great yet. Oh, cool, that worked. Yeah, if you just do lock in focus Chrome extension, it pops up. I'm gonna redeploy this later and update the marketing for it here. But what it does is lets you run a timer. You can hit start, and while this timer is running, if you try and access any sites that are in this blocked list, it displays a blocked screen. So if we try to go to YouTube, let's go to the homepage. So YouTube does make its initial load request, and then we hijack the DOM, override what's in the body, and then just display this lock in, there's still work to be done screen. And that happens as long as the timer's running, so you can't, theoretically you can't access any of these sites and get distracted while you're working, and can't get drugged down an algorithm hole. Where's my share link? I need to post this in my Discords. I forgot to do that. Which one's mine? My Discord is very inactive, but there's some other ones I'm in that I like to post stuff into. Alright, sweet. So, what we're doing today, right now, the list of websites does not persist across sessions. Like, if we add google.com and we close this tab and open it, that persists. But if we close our, what's behind this? The code? Okay. If we close this browser instance and then, that's not the one I want to open. And then we reopen it and go to our extension, that site does not persist, which can be annoying if a user has like 5, 10, 15 websites added to the list. So today we are going to use the storage permission to put the websites in local storage. Wait a minute, does local storage, I'm blanking on if local storage persists or not. Local storage persists across browser sessions. Perfect, okay, cool. My caffeine was wearing off and I wasn't thinking straight. Speaking of caffeine, I don't have it, but if you want a wonderful SelfTaughtDev logo mug, or a I just keep Googling stuff and it keeps working, some developer quote mug, or even, maybe, or I don't have commitment issues, I have merge conflicts, get joke mug, look in the description, or maybe it's not in the description. I don't think I edited the description for this, but if you go to the channel page, go to the shop, there's our merch shop there. You like any of the mugs you see, support the channel, that would mean a lot. If you can't, just give me a thumbs up, and that helps YouTube know I'm doing good stuff and helps promote the channel. Being unemployed, I have to do more stuff to make money now. So, anyway, we are going to bring up our code here. So this is the manifest for the Chrome extension. I've got some videos going over how to set this up, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but we need to add the storage permission here. So scripting lets us run certain scripts. I forget if it's the content script, the service worker, or the pop-up. Tabs lets us access the user's current tab, which we need to tell if they're on like YouTube or Facebook or whatever they need to, or whatever site we need to block. And then storage is going to let us use the local storage to just pop the websites on their blocked list in. So, where does this need to happen? This is probably going to need to happen in the service worker. The way this extension works, there's the pop-up script, the content script, and the service worker. The pop-up script is what runs when we have this little pop-up. This is each one of those is its own little box. When the pop-up script runs, it adds the websites here. It it doesn't, all of the tracking, like the time and what websites are blocked, that happens in the background or the service worker script. And then whenever you open this, it sends a message to this pop-up box and populates the data. So like when our timer's running, 59, 58, 57, 56, if we close this, that instance is basically gone, and now the background script is keeping track of our timer. And when we open it, the background script sends the current time to this pop-up script, and the pop-up script updates this HTML DOM document deal. And then the content script is what's run whenever we try to go to something like youtube.com. Again, it has the initial load, but then we hijack the DOM, override body, and display this. But the content script is what does this. For security purposes, they keep those separate. So there's like the content script, the background service worker, and then the pop-up script that runs over here. But that's what the scripting permission allows us to do. Now, as far as adding things to local storage, I'm gonna reference one of my previous, hi, what does the extension do? I don't watch the other streams, that's fine. Where is it? Yeah, you just run a timer and it blocks websites that are in this list. So, pretty basic. All of the extensions I've created are on my GitHub repo, and they are prefixed with CSL. I make all of my extensions under like the umbrella CyberShift Labs, which is like a little LLC I've got set up. But if anybody wants to contribute to any of them, if you have any ideas on how to improve them, feel free to go dig through those and submit ideas, or just look at the README. Oftentimes I'll have a README of stuff that I want to try to do on the extensions. So if you need open source stuff, go dig through those. But like I was saying, I'm going to look at one of my other extensions to reference how to use storage, because I have forgot that off the top of my head. Let me bring this, or wait, we need to go up a directory. We need to go to, what one are we going to use? Probably CSL get page images, because that's the one I have that uses local storage, and then we'll code that. So this is another one I have. This one's got 300 users, 5-star review. So this is the one I'm most proud of. But this one just crawls the HTML CSS and grabs any images and then opens a new tab and allows the user to easily download those images by clicking on them. So where is our, if we look in the manifest here, we can see we've got storage and downloads. So if you want to get the user to download things, you need the download permission, obviously. I think our storage is happening in this background document. There we go. Yeah, so most of the Chrome web APIs, or the APIs you'll use for extensions, are prefixed with Chrome, and then it's like .storage or .scripting or .active tab. I'm sure I'm using that somewhere. So usually the permissions will match up with whatever you're trying to do. But for our case here, this is the chunk of code that we need. And we're going to throw that in our service worker script here. Where would this best fit? I usually, if I'm not building a complex project, like it's just a little 100 or 200 line file and it's not React or some build tool required thing, I'll just have these flags to kind of divide up the file. I could divide these into their own files, but then I'd have to import them into each other and probably have some like build step, and it just makes it a little more complex when deploying it to the Chrome store, because right now all I have to do is zip this file and drag it to Chrome, and Chrome does the rest for me. But this isn't timer functionality. This is, are these both timer functionality? I didn't update that, huh? Chrome tabs on update. If somebody wants to update my flags here, that's a nice easy PR. I will happily approve that. So this is looking at the active tab. This is sending the message to the content script. That's stopping the timer, resetting the timer, running the timer, starting the timer. So whenever the timer starts, we send a message to the runtime, which I believe is the content script. Yeah. And then in the content script, we've got this on message event listener. And whenever that's run, the background basically says, hey, this website should be blocked, so it overrides the DOM and displays what we were seeing earlier. For our task today, we want to communicate with the pop-up script. So we want to find where we're sending a message to the pop-up script. I thought I had like an initialize, there we go, get initial state function. This is what sends the request to the pop-up script whenever you open up the pop-up. So chrome.runtime.sendMessage function, set initial state. And then if we look over in our pop-up down near the bottom here, I've got this a listener, and it gets different function names. So like set initial state. So when the get initial state is run, it sends the message with the function name set initial state, and then it's got the initial state things. So we're going to want to, this is going to break it for a little bit, but we want to have, do I have a default time, shown buttons, blocked websites? I think blocked websites is actually this array. Okay, cool. So we're already sending the blocked websites. So we just need to modify this initial array to display the, or to have the websites that are stored in the user's local storage. So in here, we could add a new function. We'll just say, what do we want to call this? Get blocked sites. Do I have that function defined, or is GitHub Copilot just helping me out? I don't have that function defined, good. So we'll initialize, or we'll invoke that there, and then we'll say const get blocked sites. Maybe this is gonna do it for us. Yeah, Chrome storage sync get blocked sites, if blocked data.block sites. Cool, that looks right. Let's refer to our get page images where we're pulling the data out of storage to make sure that's right. Where am I pulling? Yeah, chrome.storage.local. Why is it trying to use sync here? What is, I wonder what that does exactly. Let's Google this and dig into the docs here a little bit. Or can I just ask, nah, I don't trust Copilot enough for that. We're gonna dig into the docs here. So we'll just Google chrome.storage.sync. One thing you do have to watch out for when you're making extensions is a lot of the things, I usually just scroll to the top and make sure it says manifest v3. I think manifest v2 is, yeah, it's deprecated now, but sometimes those results can come up and you'll be implementing something and it's for manifest v2 and not manifest v3. So when you go to run it, it doesn't work. But chrome.storage sync, or is it, it's .sync is what it was using. If syncing is enabled, the data is synced to any Chrome browser that the user is logged into. If disabled, oh, that's nice. Okay, yeah, that's way better. Sweet, good job Chrome, or Copilot. Because this is gonna make it transferable to, like if they've got a laptop and they log in on their laptop, I'm assuming this would make our website list sync to that laptop's Chrome storage as well, versus just the instance of Chrome they're currently on. So yeah, we'll use that. Honestly, this stream might not be super long. Okay, so Chrome storage get, we're trying to get blocked sites, so we need to set that somewhere. We would want to set that in our background script, because the background script is kind of like our source of truth. That's where we want to maintain all of our state. And yeah, we want to send this, we want to invoke this before we send the initial state. Otherwise, if we sent the initial state first, it would have this YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and those would get appended to our pop-up DOM twice. Now we need to handle setting websites in our local storage. So where is the, okay, so I have an update blocked sites, message.blocked sites. Okay, so right now, that's just getting the full array of all the blocked sites and updating. This was probably a poor design choice, but it's overriding what's currently here with the array that it gets from the user. Maybe it's not a poor choice. But here, after we update that, we're going to do Chrome storage sync, and we're going to set the blocked sites to blocked sites. Is that it? That's all we have to do? Is that gonna work? Let's go here. We're going to, another thing when you're developing extensions is because there's 3 separate little sandboxes you're working in, you should probably go to the extensions manager here, refresh the extension, go to errors, clear out your errors, refresh again, and then go test it. So we're getting an error now, but that's because service worker registration failed. Require is not defined. Did it try to import something? Oh, why is it trying to that's not right. We're not using React. I wonder if .get is correct there then. We're gonna try it and find out. So we're gonna clear this. We're gonna refresh our extension a few times. Cool, no errors popping up initially. So hopefully we're good. Let's go to a new tab. We're gonna adjust this. We're gonna change this to like a 10-minute timer. We'll say like 15 seconds just cause, and then we need to add a new website. So the most important thing when a user uses this is that they spell the website correctly. It'd be great to implement some kind of spell check or something that verifies that they've typed it in correctly. Maybe we'll have like a list of commonly blocked websites, and whenever they type something in, it might try and fix it. I don't know. That's further down the line. That's more advanced stuff we're gonna add to this. Right now, we're going to just block. What do we want to block? We've got Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. What's another time-consuming site that people use? Rumble? We'll block Rumble, since that's on my thing. We'll just do rumble.com. Okay, so now that should be stored in our service worker. We're gonna start our timer. Granted, the time's not gonna persist across local storage. I don't think I even want that to persist across sessions, right? So the time doesn't really matter. We'll stop that. But we are going to go ahead and close our browser here, and then we will reopen that profile. And then if we open this, okay, so it didn't save Google there. Did we get any errors? Oops, nope, I turned it off, crap. We're also going to open this, and that will allow us to watch our service worker console, because the service worker doesn't really have a DOM. It's just a background script essentially, right? So this is the console for our service worker. We're going to open this again. We'll say test.com. It doesn't have to be a real website now. We just need something to put in local storage to have there. Sorry, I'm thinking about if something's gonna work or not. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so we close that, we open it, it's in there. If we look at our service worker console, that, no errors, we're good there, right? So we're gonna close this again. We're going to open that profile back up. And our test is there. Okay, sweet. Maybe I needed to just refresh the page or something. Sometimes that's a thing too. That's another thing you should probably do whenever you're working on extensions. The iteration cycle is kind of annoying, because there's definitely been times when I've spent 5 or 10 minutes trying to fix some bug I have in here, and all I needed to do was refresh the tab, or I forgot to go to my extensions and click the refresh button, so it doesn't have the most up-to-date script here. But it looks like that's, no, hold on. It's gone now. And we didn't remove that. Whoa, what is going on here? Why is that showing up some? And is this an old one? I think that probably has to do with how we are updating this, right? I wonder if updating or putting that in local storage is not synchronous. And this should probably be uninitialized until we set it with blocked sites. Get initial state is going to get blocked sites. Oh, we're not even doing anything with this. Oh yeah, I guess we're setting block sites equal to that. So what's going to happen is the user is going to open our app. The pop-up script is opened, and when it's opened, it sends this get initial state command to the service worker. The service worker runs through our if-else statement, finds get initial state, runs get initial state, which is this function here, From there, we invoke get blocked sites, which should be setting it, and it seems like it's working. It should be setting our blocked sites to data.blocked sites. And data, yeah, data is what we pulled out of local storage. So let's actually console log data, just so we have that for now. And then if data.block sites, so if that exists, then we're going to set block sites equal to data.block sites. So this should be an array of websites that the user has blocked, but then we're not going to have our initial ones. So we could do, we'll copy that and then say if they don't have anything in here, like if that's empty, else blocked sites is going to equal that initial array of sites that we want to have blocked. And then if they want to remove, what if they remove it though? If they remove it, it's just one website or 3, so they can click the X to remove it again. We'll sacrifice that little user experience for now to get this working. Okay, cool. So blocked sites should be equal to an array of websites they have blocked. In here, we will console log blocked, not that, blocked sites. And if this is synchronous, then these console logs should happen at the time in the order we expect them to, with this being synchronously executed linearly. What's the word I'm looking for? Single-threadedly executed, maybe. And then Chrome runtime should send the blocked sites, which will be what we see here. And then this should show up in our service worker console. So if we go here, well, no, we want to go here. If we open this, test is still there. And then if we look in our console here, we have not refreshed anything, so none of these are going to show up, right? So we'll close that, we'll refresh this, open that. Now there's no websites blocked. And then there's this add button. Has that always been there? And I've just overrode that in the DOM? Okay, so based on the fact that it had that initial buggy load, I'm gonna assume that this is not, yeah, we had an undefined here. So pulling that out of local storage seems to not be synchronous or not function in the way that I would. I guess I want that other one open. How am I handling that on this side? .get. Oh, we're using .then. Right, we're using that here too, right? Should this be async await? And we're going to await this one. I'm showing some of my ignorance here. Hold on. This doesn't really return anything. It just mutates this object in our execution context. So we would want to why does this need to be its own function? For readability, probably. So we're gonna, what if we tried this? Because that .gen is, I'm assuming this is a promise. I don't have TypeScript, so it's a pain. Then we want to execute this other part. Will that do what I expect? So we're gonna refresh this, refresh that, errors, block sites.for each. Where am I using for each? What line was that? That was 239 in popup.js. Okay, so that... Give me 1 sec, we'll be back. All right, we're back. Sorry, I had to run to the restroom. Coffee, you know, makes you do stuff. I went to a React meetup. When was it? Tuesday night, probably. And the guy was talking about Electron and React and building desktop applications. So like this VS Code is built with Electron and React. Discord is built with Electron and React. There was another one. Slack is built with Electron and React, is what he was saying. And I think it'd be really cool to build some desktop applications. So I might get into that next. And from what he was telling me, it's set up in a very similar way. Or what he was presenting, it's set up in a very similar way. Like there's 3 different contexts that are executed. But it compiles down to stuff that runs on your desktop. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so this being undefined indicates that we're not getting the data from storage in time. If we make this not async, and then this one, we're gonna clear that, we're gonna refresh this, go here, open that. So that's undefined, right? If we look at our service worker. Service worker line 52. Does this not return anything? Or is it... Where's our documentation at again? That's what we'd want. Okay. Where's the... Is there an async in there somewhere? And I'm missing it? And then we wouldn't want this dot then. Or this. And then we want this to be async. But then that's still gonna... Oh, was that dot then working and then our front end just was running this before it got this initial website list because the background was still processing it? That's probably what was happening, I think. So, to fix that, okay, initial state's not gonna get set until we invoke this. So this shouldn't even run until that background stuff's finished. And that this chunk of code is what actually mutates the DOM. So I think if we get that async await part working, then that we should be good, I think. Refresh, clear, go back, refresh again, refresh the tab, open this. Huh. Service worker, no errors, but blocked websites is empty. So I need some console logs here. So we're gonna say, after this await, we're gonna console log blocked sites. And this should show up in our service worker script. So we'll refresh that, go here, clear that. Why is that empty? Okay, we opened that, undefined. If we look in local storage, are there websites in local storage? What local storage is it even using? Is it using the browser's instance, or is there like an instance in the service worker? Memory, or no, we want application, yeah. Local storage, Chrome untrusted, boom, boom, boom. Where's it at? Session storage? Shared storage, is that where it would be? Where? Because we're not technically using local storage, right? So would it be in our service worker? Is there application memory in here? Interesting. So I don't know where that's actually getting stored. So what if we, in our service worker, after this, we do .then data, or this doesn't return anything, right? So actually we could go ahead and return data.blocked sites too. I'm gonna stick this back in here. We'll say blocked sites. And then instead of passing in blocked sites that's in our execution context up here, what if we use the blocked sites that was returned here? Then I don't know if we'd need this async await anymore because we're using .then. And then in here, we're going to console log blocked sites. We'll keep this one out here in the higher execution context because this blocked sites should get updated. Okay, so let's go here. We're going to clear that, refresh this a few times, refresh that more, refresh this, open this. Dang. Oh, it's not even getting it, like, it's not even loading it the second time now. If we inspect that, is there... That's our service worker state, or that's the DOM state there? Yeah, our service worker is complaining about cannot read properties of undefined reading then. Or we'll say const default blocked sites equals that array. Yes, save that. And then we can just only have that in one place. We'll return that because I'm wondering if it's the second execution or this else statement's getting run, and because we weren't returning anything there, then it's undefined. So let's try that. We're gonna close those inspection windows, close that, refresh this, go to errors, clear that, refresh that more, refresh this more, refresh everything, and still empty, but okay, cool. It can't read properties of then. Line 45 is getting the blocked websites correctly. Line 45 is this one. So it gets the websites from storage correctly. Is that spelled the same? Is that's of type array, right? Yeah, it's type array. BLOCKED capital SITES. Line 60, is that hitting? That should be on our service worker too, right? Line 60 is not hitting because cannot read properties of undefined reading then, right? So that's this, which I thought was a promise like object that we could use. VS Code font size increase, please. I'm sorry. Forgot to do that earlier. How's that? That's like 1 increase. If I go more than that, then I'm kind of like, ah. Yo, what's up, Dev? How you doing, bud? How's the job been? Where did our documentation on this go? Let's see. Can I get that out of local storage in the pop-up side, I wonder? Because that would probably fix it, right? This isn't actually getting blocked websites. This is more set blocked websites, because this is setting our blocked sites variable up here to whatever's in local storage or the default ones, which I like what we've done here better. So we're going to, well, no, I guess we're not returning anything. We don't need those. Let's try to grab chrome.storage.sync.get blocked sites in our pop-up here. It's going, dude. Had some decent interviews lately, so hopefully something comes out of that. But back to the YouTube grind for a while. Blocked sites. We'll say if blocked sites, then we're gonna do this. Else, we're going to try to grab blocked sites out of local storage. And then data.blocked sites.for each, because it's an array for each site. We want to add it to the DOM. That's for that one, and then we need this there, and then we save, and then we need one more curly brace, and then that's good. Okay. And then we will just invoke set blocked sites here, and we'll remove this chunk that we were trying to do down here and return that to where we're just sending our message to the front end. And see if we can access local storage. I doubt we can access local storage in our pop-up. That's probably, that would be like a security issue, I imagine. Clear that, refresh this more, go here, refresh that, open this, hey. Undefined, undefined, but that worked, right? So let's try adding a new site. This website will be dedicated to my friend here. And then we will close that browser instance, open a new browser instance with that profile, and then we should have 5 sites here, so fingers crossed. We refreshed everything, right? We refreshed our extension and all that. We open this, and we've got our 5th website there. Sweet. If we close and open it a few times, does that work? It does. Awesome. And then let's do like Control-Shift-R to hard reload. And then we'll close and open this one more time. And so we want this one. And it's still there, sweet. And then if we delete, uh-oh. We can't delete stuff now. Is there something wrong in here? Oh, we're never unsetting anything in local storage. Ooh, that's what it is. So pop-up JS 190, what is that? Block sites.filter. Okay, yeah, so this is when we're trying to remove a specific blocked website from the list. What part was it complaining about? Cannot read properties of undefined reading filter. So where's filter? So blocked sites is undefined or empty. Really? Hold on, let's proceed. Okay, let's clean up. Yeah, this is setting the blocked sites in our back end, right? So 56 is undefined? That's odd. I don't think that should be undefined. Is there a different 54 is undefined as well? I guess if that's an async issue, that would make sense. We're getting it on line 33, so we know it's going to be set on our service worker correctly, so that's fine. We'll leave that. And then I think our backend is in the state that we want, or our pseudo backend is in the state that we want. Up here, though, we need to... This uses the template literal to insert the new, or each website that's blocked to the DOM. Adjust time, handle button adjustments, those are irrelevant with regard to this chunk of code we're working on. Block website, add event listener, blocked sites. Why is this undefined? Is this here? Let blocked sites. Where am I using that at? Oh, it adds add new blocked website. Am I using that? Where does that get invoked? That gets invoked anytime a user adds the website via that text input field. And then it pushes that to the back end to update the blocked sites. But then when they close and open it, block sites is empty, so we actually, this is supposed to be an array, I believe. Not having TypeScript is such a pain. Oh my gosh. If we pull the sites out of local storage, we need to set that equal to data.blocked site blocked sites. There we go. And then I think that will fix that issue. If we cross our fingers and hope hard enough. Refresh that. Okay, we'll clear that. We should probably throw an optional chaining on there as well, just in case it's ever undefined for some reason. It shouldn't be, but so let's try and remove Reddit. Cool, that worked. Let's close this. We'll open it back up. Reddit's gone. If we close our browser and then open a new instance of our browser, I would expect it to still be there because we're not removing that from local storage anywhere. Interesting. It's gone. Oh, because we don't actually have to remove that from local storage because we're just overriding what's currently in local storage whenever we update the website, right? So where's that update blocked sites, right? So this gets the blocked websites array as it exists on our pop-up. So if we remove it, that website's no longer there. It sends it to the back end, or aka our service worker, and then the service worker handles updating the blocked sites, which sets block sites equal to whatever that array is, and then overrides block sites to that in local storage, so we're good. Sweet. So we're gonna remove that and test, so now we just have YouTube, Facebook. We'll close and open this again because I need to test that further. I haven't refreshed any crap. Refresh. Close these. We'll open a new tab, and then we'll do this. And we have those two websites. What happens if we don't have any? I don't think I've tested that case. And then we'll open a new tab, open this, and it's empty. What if we close that, open this? It's still empty. Nice. Okay. We should probably add something here saying no websites have been blocked yet. But that's going to go on my to-do list. But we are saving this to local storage. Kind of. It's not local, it's local storage, but it's like sync storage, so it should sync across browsers or devices from what the documentation's telling me. But I think that is what we're trying to get done today. So, boom. If you learned something, give me a thumbs up so YouTube knows we're doing cool stuff. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the stuff I'm putting out. How long has it been? It's almost been an hour. It's a sufficiently long stream. If you want to come hang out in Discord, talk tech, Discord links in the description. Make sure you check out the merch shop in the YouTube channel if you want to get your I don't have commitment issues, I have merge conflicts, get mug, or any of the other fun products we got. And yeah, I think that's about it for this one, so I'll catch you in the next one.